Hello guys, it is me again, the Potato Guy 738, and today I'm going to be playing Terraria, but I can only use boomerangs. This means that I will only be able to use boomerangs, well, weapons classed as boomerangs in the Terraria wiki. So, I start off like every Terrarian. I chop some trees, and then I go off to explore my world, where I find my first chest room. And in the chest, I obtain my first weapon of this run. A wooden boomerang. For obvious reasons, I was very excited about this, because I could now attack things. I continued exploring and found a glowing mushroom biome, with some chests in it. The chests didn't have the most useful items, but I got a pet. That's important. Also, I got my first life crystal, and shortly after that, something a lot more significant than that. My first death. I did not see that piranha coming. Once I'd respawned, I chopped down more trees, and collected a fallen star to upgrade my boomerang to an enchanted one. I got the best modifier, which is godly. Then I decided it's time my guide had a house. So that's what I did. Now this bit is quite boring, so I sped it up 2 times so that you wouldn't have to go through watching everything at the rate that it happened. And in this time, I'd like to ask you, if you are enjoying the content that I make, please consider subscribing. It would help me out a lot, and I've reached 31 subscribers, and I just want to thank all of you for that. And if you're one of those people, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Yeah, so thanks for subscribing, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So, currently trying to make house for the guide, and one other NPC that I have not yet obtained. And house building is one of my least favorite things in Terraria, especially at night, because the guide will open the doors and let the mobs in, because the house isn't actually his yet. Yeah, that's right. If the guide doesn't have a house, he will sabotage you. Be careful, my friends. I do not know who his next target is. But now, at the house's background walls, he will happily sit in his chair and not bother anyone. After finishing the house, I decided to go out to the left side of the world, and I found this desert pyramid, and also quite a lot of lag. I'm sorry that this has continued like this, so please forgive me for the lag, but in the desert pyramid I found a sandstorm in a bottle, which is very useful for getting around. And then I became a rich boy, because I mined a sack of money that was sitting in the corner. Then I went into the caves below the pyramid, and I blew myself up while trying to mine that tungsten. I'm very smart at times, you see, but that didn't stop me. I went out to the right side of the world this time, and found a living tree. I went down the tree to find the chests inside, and overall, there wasn't really anything useful, so I went beneath the tree, and I found another life crystal, and another one. Then I went past the tree, and I found the corruption. This was a little scary, because, well, it's the world evil, but you know what you do here? You blow up those orbs. I did too, then I got scared and teleported back, because all I had for protection was an ancient iron helmet. I made some tungsten greaves, and decided to challenge the Eye of Cthulhu. Felt confident that I could beat it at this point, and yeah, this is the fight. At this point, I had not gotten the dodging down yet, and my game was still lagging quite a bit, as you have probably seen from the recording. I managed to get hit quite a lot, and don't really help out my NPCs either. Yeah, I'm a great guy. The NPCs want to have a giant eyeball fly into them at high speed, right? Yeah. Eye of Cthulhu. Not a particularly difficult boss fight, even with the amount of lag that I was having. Yeah. My biggest problem was that demon eye that decided to join in at some random point in the fight, but got rid of him, and didn't really have any other problems from there. Yeah, I think that I will leave you to listen, well, not listen, to just watch the rest of the fight. Okay, fight is nearly finished. And at this point, I was starting to get quite confident. I was dodging well. Well, not the best, but I was beating the eye pretty easy, even with the lag that I was getting. Yeah. And he goes down. There we go. After defeating the eye, I was feeling quite confident in myself. I used the Demonite ore to make a War Axe of the Night to chop down trees faster. And then I went to blow up the third orb and summon the Destroyer. No, that's not the Destroyer, it's the Eater of Worlds. Sorry, messed that up pretty bad. But, yeah, there it comes. I won't speed this boss fight up at all. I will leave you all to see how it went. And as you can see there, I got a burger. I have no idea why that Eater of Souls had a burger, but doesn't really matter. At this point I felt like I was doing quite well in the fight. I hadn't been hit much, and then I destroyed my first piece of the worm, and this increased my confidence. But confidence can also lead to a bit of stupidity, and I forgot to dodge. Yep. I felt sure that I would be able to just decimate this worm with my incredible boomerang skills. I took a truckload of damage, had to use one of my healing potions, and the worm was in 2 parts at this point, and for those of you who play Terraria, you know that isn't a good idea. You do not want to split the worm off, and now it's in 3 parts. The Eater of Worlds is bad enough in only 1 part, because it just has a stupidly large health pool, but in 3 parts, when I don't really have a weapon that does piercing besides on the return, I have made a mistake. Terraria veterans among my viewers, they will see what has happened, and they will probably know exactly how I could have changed the outcome of this fight. At this point, it looks quite obvious as to what will happen, right? I try to dodge again, but I do this time. Select some shadow scales, stay still for a moment for some reason, can't remember why, but now potions starting to run out, getting in some good damage, but now I'm stuck between 2 pieces of the worm. Make it out, but now I can't tell where they're coming from apart from the minimap, and I don't really look at that. I'll leave you to see what happens next, viewers. And this is me being absolutely wrecked by the Eater of Worlds. Yup. I was destroyed by the Eater of Worlds. When I respawned, I decided to take a hole that I'd made earlier and turn it into the start of my elevator. The mining takes forever, so I sped it up times 4. And it still takes longer than I'd wanted it to. Yeah. Spend lots of time mining. I still need to come up with a name for this episode. No, not episode. First part of this playthrough. Because this is just the pre-hard mode thing. And I will be trying to get all the way to Moonlord. Explored a bit more, and started mining some obsidian in this desert. And Then this happened. I died again in lava. But on my travels, I got a teleportation potion. And it teleported me exactly where I wanted it to. Right down to hell. The bottom of the world. Where I fell into lava immediately and was attacked by a bat. Which knocked me into lava again and started beating me up. Then I died in lava. After that, I didn't want to go to hell again, so I drank a gravitation potion and explored the skies. Yeah. Cool how there are just random potions that do stuff like this in Terraria. Just adds so much to the game, I think. Yeah. And then there it is. My first Sky Island. And it's completely useless. Yeah. Just what you want to hear. So I find another floating island. And this one has a Star Fury, which would be good at pretty much any other time. I'm only using boomerangs. I was hoping to get shiny red balloon, or lucky horseshoe, possibly even fledgling wings, but nope. So I move on to another floating island. And guess what? It's also useless. Yeah. Then there was another one very close, so I didn't have to do a cut into this footage. And opening the chest. A celestial magnet. Not what I wanted, but I did get this pretty cool painting called Eye of the Sun. After that, my gravitation potion ran out, so I got my magic mirror and headed back. He sold some stuff that I didn't need to Mr. Merchant, and then I placed down my cool painting thing. Looks pretty nice, I must say. Stood there admiring it for a bit, and I summoned the eye, because I needed more money. And there that money is. 4 gold. After that, I decided to actually finish my elevator, and there we go. I've made it all the way down. I then decided that because I was in hell, and I was building my bridge, I might as well loot some of the buildings. Then, under this one, I found some hellstone, and mined it the easy way. Found more veins as well, and I also mined those up. I had 17 bars in total, and then there was this very scary bone serpent, so I ran away. After that I placed down my superior forge, crafted up the rest of my bars, which was only 7, and upgraded my boomerang. Now I had a flamerang, and it was indeed superior. Crafted a molten helmet, and then headed down into the underworld again, because I needed more hellstone, and there was a goblin army coming. I cut out that part in chat, and then, once my potion ran out, I teleported home, tried crafting up my stuff, but the goblins did not want me to. Then I get to fighting them off to try to save my NPCs. The goblin army is very annoying because of those stupid goblin archers. Yeah, those goblin archers are some of the most annoying things to ever be put into Terraria. Yeah. They should not have been created. And the goblin army takes so long when you can only hit one enemy at a time. And my dog just decided to bark. And now my ears are sore. Yeah. And would you look at that? They just went and killed both of my NPCs, which means that I have to spend a lot more time in pre-hard mode, because guess what? I need the guide to be able to beat the game. After the goblin army was finished, it was still nighttime, so I decided to beat up the Eye of Cthulhu with my new boomerang, just to prove how effective it was. Yes. The Eye of Cthulhu is just the best way of testing stuff. It was very satisfying to do that. After that, I started going back down to hell, and I found my friend, the Goblin Tinkerer. I bought the Tinkerer's Workshop from him, upgraded my boots, and finished off my bridge. Then I decided to go home and take a chance on the ultimate gamble in Terraria. Reforging your gear. Started off with my Boomerang, and I got lucky on my second attempt. Godly. That is the best modifier for a boomerang. Got a Savage Molten Pickaxe, which I was happy with. Then I reforged my Hamax to Deadly. After that I reforged my Obsidian Rose. And I don't know why I just kept clicking it. But in the end, I ran out of money, and was stuck with something only slightly better. I'm doing a great job today. Made some very intelligent decisions. Then decided that I needed more money, and more storage, because, well, I wanted to have my valuable stuff in one chest, and my not valuable stuff in other chests. Okay, and I can see that I made a mistake with one of my comments just now. I was just organizing my chests, not getting more money by selling stuff. And I do not know why. I have not edited this part out. I guess it's to extend the video a bit. Yeah. Because you are watching me doing this, you must have enjoyed the video so far to get up to here. So, if you have, leave a like, and please, consider subscribing, because it's really useful to me. Even though I've already said this before in this video. After seeing that the nurse had arrived, in the house on that bridge that I'd made down in hell to get the guide to spawn back in, I had to make more NPC houses, and this is my sped up footage of me doing that. And yes, it is very boring, and no, I am not a good enough YouTuber yet to be able to just edit in music or anything like that. And as soon as I finish the houses, the Dryad arrives. After that disappointment, I decided to explore and continued going to the right side of the world, where I found the dungeon. I'll probably come back here later, probably in hard mode, because that's the only time that I need it. And then, as I arrive at the beach on the right side, the guide arrives. So I go to the bottom of the ocean, loot some chests, and then teleport back home. I then set the nurse's house to up there, so that hopefully he'd just move into the house down in the underworld, but didn't happen straight away. I was getting a little tired of waiting, so I just went and chucked that doll into the lava. Yes. I got a voodoo doll at some point. I can't remember exactly when. But now, I'm using it and fighting that wall. And yeah, I've never particularly liked this boss. Back when I first started playing, it took me forever to beat this. But at that point, I did not know any Terraria strategy, and most bosses could beat me. Yep. At that point I was just mostly a pure melee Terraria player. But now, as you can see, I'm much more skilled at the game, and I am beating this wall of flesh up with absolutely no difficulty, as you can clearly see. And it should be happening now any second. I will soon be in hard mode. 3, 2, 1, hard mode. The wall has been defeated. So I collected up the loot, and didn't really get anything of use besides the Pt1 hammer. Not sure how to say that correctly, but after that, I teleported back home, sold some stuff, and yeah. This is the first part of the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in part 2.